everyone, and welcome to the Vampire Diaries After Show here on theStreamtv. We missed you all last week. We were all stuffing our faces with turkey, but we are back sitting on these couches, and what a fantastic episode to talk about. I'm your host, Meghan Lamontagne, and I am joined by my vampire-licious co-host to my left.
Hey guys, Jessica Hickam here, and I was so excited for the show to return, but it was such a depressing episode. Can't wait to talk about it.
It was. It was very so depressing. Sad. We're gonna get into it. And to my right.
Hey everyone, Melinda Hale here, and I have to say I'm really intrigued by Kai. I'm starting to really like him on the show, so I'm interested to see what you guys think about him as well.
Lots to talk about with Kai tonight. And last but not least, filling in for Rachel at the end there.
Hey guys, I am Lauren Kelly, and I know you're all gonna hate me, but I am not a Kai fan yet, and I'm really craving pancakes now, and I'm going to draw little fangs on them every time I make them now.
Oh my gosh, yes, right? This morning, your family's gonna be like, girl, what is this? You're like, Vampire Diaries, watch it. They're always eating pancakes.
Right?
So, oh my gosh, this was such an amazing episode, but Kai, very, topic of conversation. Kai is back in the real world and creating havoc. Havoc is an understatement.
Yeah.
How do we feel about it?
I love it.
It's such a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
Like, he's so good. Just as an actor, we were all talking about, he's just amazing. But I don't know. I really think the murder spree has just begun in the real world.
Yeah, so they left it with him being back in Mystic Falls, powerless, but still on a murder trip. So this is going to be, like...
It's going to be crazy.
He's going to kill someone bad.
Oh, of course.
Or like someone we don't want him.
He already killed the taxi cab driver, and he had like headphones in, and he was smiling.
Okay,
it's
so
like a great thing.
The past couple weeks we've been talking about, okay, well, Kai is like kind of growing on us, but it's not growing on Lauren. So Lauren, tell me, what is it about?
Okay, no.
Just tell me what you're feeling.
I do like Kai. I like the storyline. I like where it's going. It's adding a new element, and he's a great actor. He's really fantastic. But I don't understand why everyone thinks he's so hot. Like, we have so many hot actors on that show.
They're just keeping it going.
It's true. New blood, I think.
Maybe.
Yes,
I think that is part of it. I do agree, because there's this appeal, like, ooh, there's a new character we can kind of latch onto, but we didn't latch on to Liam.
Not the female characters, though. The female characters just keep dying.
True.
I know. I haven't latched on to Enzo either. A lot of people like him, but I'm still, I don't know. Yes, in season 5, because he played a very predominant role, but now
I would agree with
on
that.
the story a little more, like how him and Damon met, and
And now I just sort of feel like Enzo's just there, and they don't really know what to do with him. Much like
he has a
Matt, but I'll take Matt over Enzo any day.
That's what I'm saying. Like Kai is great. He has great storylines, and I like him. I just don't think he's as hot as everyone thinks he is.
Matt?
No, Kai.
Kai.
Matt's hot.
Yes.
Matt's hot.
Yes. Yes.
And you guys are destined.
I mean, it's all a
gosh,
relative thing, though, right? It's like relative. Like, they're all hot. It's just varying degrees of hot.
Exactly. He's a good-looking dude. They're just hotter.
I love it.
So I loved the scene when Kai came into the bar, and oddly, no one else was in the bar except for Liv. And when she checked his ID, and that moment, we were all just at the edge of our seats like, oh my gosh, she's gonna see his name, and the panic. What did you guys feel during that scene?
Oh, I thought she was going to kill him right then and there.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't. I thought she would have seen the name before, and then she went back, and he's like, look at it again. She was just like 972, whatever.
Yes.
It was interesting.
I was hoping she was going to pretend like she had no idea who he was, and be like, oh, I don't know who you are. I'm not who you think I am, and like try to trick it.
That would have been
He hadn't seen her in years either.
And I think if she would have I think it was just such a gut reaction. She sees the name, and it's been years, and her instinct was just like, oh my gosh, he's a murderer. I have to run. My murderous brother.
And wouldn't you think she would also be skeptical? Like, I guess she knew that he was in that other side, so she knew he could potentially come back one day, and all the drama was happening. But you'd think she'd have a moment of like, are you really who you say you are?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how old were they when he tried to kill them?
4.
They were 4. So I'm sure she doesn't really remember. She
And I think
just was told.
And I think the Vampire Diaries writers kind of added that little bit in there, saying that her father got rid of all the pictures.
Right.
So she probably didn't really remember what he looked like, like you were saying.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So another big storyline: Elena and Damon head back to 1994 to try to rescue Bonnie, but unfortunately, poor Bonnie always gets left in the dust. So they're back in 1994. one of the first parts that I thought was really cute was the video, and they just stopped that little Damon selfie video. What do you guys think was on the rest of that video?
I want to
What was
see
his
him for
confession?
sure. I want to see that. I think it'd be interesting just to see what he was filming and saying.
Oh, he was definitely talking about Elena.
Right.
And Lauren, you were on Twitter during that part, and what were people saying on Twitter about the video?
Everyone was saying that they just want to see more of that video and they want to see his love confessions for Elena. But I think he was probably just doing some like karaoke Boys to Men renditions because he seems to be a big fan.
He
Right,
did say
he
the
is.
Boys to Men was
Do you guys think
Stephens.
he could sing?
I do think that
No.
Damon could be a
No.
singer. You know?
If he could sing My Heart, sorry guy, it's over.
Oh
Not
my
even a chance.
I could definitely see him being a singer, but yes, I'm loving the '90s flashbacks. Like
They're great.
They're so
They're
great. He
great.
was like Nirvana, 9 Inch Nails, Boys to Men. That one's Stephens. I was like, oh my gosh, best line of the
Yes.
night.
That one too. You were like, it's gonna be Stephens or
So
whatever
we need
you
some
said.
Spice Girls though next episode.
They definitely,
Right.
and he needs to
Seriously.
know all the words.
Yeah,
Spice
yeah.
Girls.
That's
For
he
sure.
was doing
That's
that. on the
yes,
video.
that's love.
Right.
Yes, and in true Damon fashion, he always has to be a little risky, a little rebel, and of course our hearts are, you know, we love Damon and we sort of feel bad for him, but he did compel Alaric, and I want to talk about that. Was that the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do? Did he have good intentions?
I think compared to the rest of the episode, we had so much bad going on between Kai killing people, and it was just so many people dying, Enzo killing people, that in the scheme of it all, Damon lying to Alaric, I was kind of like, it happens. You know?
Right.
But you know, we see at the end of the episode that Alaric is very, very hurt, but then you also feel bad for Damon too. It's just like there's so many emotions going on,
Because
especially at the
everyone
end.
is hating on Damon right now.
Well,
Melinda.
but back on Alaric, I just think he probably felt like they backtracked a little bit. You know, because that's what Damon used to do to him all the time.
did Damon ever
You'd
stop
think he got
doing that?
past it. That's true. I don't know if he ever did.
That was like the
He
dynamic
would like
of their
break
relationship.
Alaric's neck all the time because he had that ring and then compel him. See, another reason why I'm not on the Damon train.
But we have to admit that Damon is not how he used to be.
This is true. This is true.
Since the Elena breakup in the TV show, not
so
in real life. I know he grows on you. So him compelling Alaric for me was disappointing because that's not him anymore.
Right.
But then again, his intentions were good. Yeah.
He didn't
always
snap
makes
his neck.
excuses.
He does make it. I know.
He can't stop making stupid decisions and
Yeah.
mistakes because that's like part of
This
his
is part of him,
character,
right.
and that's like why Elena fell in love with him and
That's true.
everything
Right.
because of his rash.
Do we think the
decision-making.
bromance will rekindle?
It always does.
Okay, it does. It does.
If
I
you
just
can
hope it
forgive him
does.
for breaking your neck, a little compulsion's really not going to change anything.
It's true. It's true. And then I love that moment when Damon and Elena were sitting on her house porch and they were talking about Bonnie and they were talking about all this nice memories of the house. And Damon got really sentimental when it came to Bonnie and talking about Bonnie. And you sort of said,
I had like a moment.
we were getting mic'd up, and,
We
and
were.
Jessica said, "Did he just admit he had feelings for Bonnie?" And I don't know. I think it depends on how you, as an audience, interpreted it. But is that
I think what it came to at the end of it all, because they kept the conversation going, was that he does have feelings for her, but it's just like a familial kind of connection, because then he started talking about his feelings for Elena again. And so I think he loves Bonnie in a friend way, at least right now. But I don't know if it'll grow or not.
I feel like the thing with Vampire Diaries writers is that they do take notice to what fans are
Yes,
saying, and so
yes.
they'll tease it to really see if it's a possibility. Like they tease the Klaus and Caroline thing, they tease the Stefan and Caroline thing, they tease the Enzo and Caroline thing, they're teasing the Bonnie and Damon, they tease the Damon and so they don't really know if
Very
they're gonna go
incestual.
that way.
Yeah,
But
it
they
is.
just tease it a little bit just in case they're like, okay, this is what they really want, let's write it and go with it.
Well,
Yeah.
Twitter was going crazy with Bayman, so that may be.
There are a lot of Bayman fans. There are, and we want you to tweet us using the hashtag TVDAS because we want to know: are you on the Bayman train? Are you not? We want to hear about it, and we want to talk to you later after this show is over, and talk to you all night on our own individual Twitter handles. And one more thing to cover before we move on, so much to talk about, is okay, Bonnie is left in the dust again. What is going to happen to Bonnie? Is she gonna come back? What's gonna happen? That ending.
I just feel like
scene was
she's done.
heart-wrenching.
She's
I know,
Like, she's just
she's
always
so-
off the show, but kind of still on it.
Yes.
Kai
she
is gonna
doing
go
something
back and
outside?
rescue her, and they're going to fall in love because Kai needs a romantic storyline.
He does need a romantic
We
storyline.
said maybe he's gay. I kind of like the maybe he's gay angle.
Okay,
Kai,
so,
you mean?
so Matt
Yeah.
and Kai?
Yeah.
Matt and Kai?
Oh,
Tyler and Kai.
Don't even say
Matt,
that.
no.
Don't even say that.
hurt her
Tyler
like
and
that.
Kai, I can deal with, but not Matt. He's mine, guys. He's
They were
mine.
getting in a little tumble there at the end.
Yes,
so you
they
never
were.
know.
We'll see. We will
I would
see.
think it'd be interesting if Kai and Bonnie somehow got together after all this. I don't
No,
know, I just-
Bonnie is so like headstrong, and I just.
But they could
But
be
then
really
she-
powerful
But
together.
she bonded with Damon, and she said she would never do that.
That's true.
They could have a sweet
One feat's enough for Bonnie this season.
She's like, once is enough,
Bonnie
right?
has to be with Jeremy. I can't see her with anyone else.
I know.
Just like Tyler can't be with
Chemistry.
anyone else.
But except who?
Caroline.
Oh,
Except
yeah.
I want Caroline to be
Wait,
with Stefan. It's just all
I
messed up
never,
right now.
I never was a fan of the Caroline Tyler.
I wasn't
relationship.
either.
Ugh, I totally
I never
was.
bought
I
into it.
completely agree.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I love.
No. Do you guys
like
love
that.
Caroline and Tyler? Should they
I
make it
love
happen
Caroline and
again? I'm
Tyler.
definitely Team Steph and Caroline.
I don't think they should
want
make
to.
it happen
Or
again.
Enzo and
No,
Caroline.
But I thought that the connection was endearing because of the way it came about and how she helped him
She
when
did
he
help
became
him.
a werewolf,
Yes.
and like she was the only
But
one he
that's what she
trusted.
does.
I just
It
don't
is.
think
Caroline.
Caroline should get a new love storyline.
I don't
think
like
he
him and
needs
Liv
to
either.
like stop loving.
Him and Liv is forced.
Nah,
just
I don't
like
like
Elena
it.
and Liam was
I'm
forced.
just, I wish something would happen to Tyler. I
Did you
wish
just say
he
what
would
I
turn
think
back
you
into
just
a werewolf.
said?
What did she say?
Elena and Liam was forced.
Oh, Liam.
Not
Oh.
Damon.
I thought
Calm
you said
down.
Ian. I thought you said Ian, and I was like,
I saw her getting really upset over there. What?
She was like glaring.
Liam. Okay.
No, yeah.
All right, so there was also a mini Salvatore reunion, maybe or maybe not. We at first thought that Sarah was really Sarah Salvatore, but ends up being this chick named Monique. So what is the deal with Monique? So what happened there? And what I didn't really like that they didn't explain this episode, and maybe they'll explain it in other episodes. How did Monique find out about Sarah? Was she doing research? Is she,
And
a
what's the
hunter?
point of
What is going
conning
on?
them?
I'm
There was
sure
something she
we'll
had to get,
find
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Because Enzo, after he snapped her neck, because of course, who could just let her go? He said, well, we'll find out sooner or later. So that was
Yeah.
foreshadowing, I'm
So maybe
sure.
there's more people coming.
Do you think
Or
she's going to
maybe-
be a vampire now? Are they going to turn her in?
No, I
I
think
think
they
she
would have
turns
showed
blue.
Does
that.
she have somebody's blood in her system?
What if, this is my thought, what
Okay.
if the actual Sarah Salvatore sent her to like scope out the scene? Because
Yeah.
she is still alive.
She's still alive.
Dun, dun, dun.
But
Stefan-
Stefan said he kept tabs on her. So Stefan knows where she is,
But
right?
not at all times.
There's definitely
Sarah's
a
a
connection
mystery.
somewhere in there that we're just...
Sarah's gonna be a character on the show for sure. Like
Sarah
the
will
actual
be a
Sarah.
character. I
Yeah.
just don't understand. I still want to know more about Monique. Why does she know all these secrets that other people don't know? And if you think about it, wait, did she know that Sarah was still alive? Because no one knows that other than Stefan.
Well, she had...
She had to have known, otherwise she wouldn't have.
Oh, that's
Or
true.
otherwise, she could have just been like, "Oh, I was alive, and you didn't know it." Maybe that was part of the con.
Yeah.
So
I
you
don't
could be
know.
right.
At first, I don't know if you guys remember back, we had some theories about Sarah or Monique in the very beginning, before we found out that she was a Salvatore. We thought maybe she was related to Bonnie and potentially a witch. So do you think that theory could still be true?
Well, I have no idea.
I have no idea. Are there any mystical creatures they haven't had yet? Like,
Sirens.
yeah, is she gonna be a fairy or something? Like,
There
what
you
else are we
go.
gonna get?
Oh my gosh. So funny.
She could be Lord Voldemort.
We're bringing Harry Potter.
Right. Up in
Yeah.
Vampire Diaries. I love it.
So she's still alive. When do you think she'll be introduced? Do you think we'll hear more about her next week or after the break?
Scatter down now.
Yeah. But why does
That's
he care so
interesting.
much? That's what I want to know.
Maybe Monique is a doppelganger
Ooh.
with Sarah Salvatore.
I think that's the best theory so far. I'm on board
They said
with
no
that.
more doppelgangers
They
though.
said no more doppelgangers.
I don't know.
believe.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
We'll
have to
see.
see. Okay, so I was really excited to see Jeremy back this episode, looking good and not drunk and being sober. But I love
Sort of not drunk.
It's sort of not drunk, because then we saw him again with Matt at the end, and Matt, I've never seen him so angry, but he comes in, he's like, "How do you feel about being a hunter again?" And I was like, Yes! Oh my gosh. So this is a whole new bromance storyline. Not a new bromance, but okay, let's talk about this. Do we think they're gonna kill Enzo? What's gonna happen?
I'm just so ready for them to be back in the game. Like
Right.
Tyler, Matt, Jeremy last season had that great like Three Musketeers thing
For
going
sure.
on. And then this season it all fell apart.
Right.
So I'm really excited to see them just back in the game, and the three of them together I think is like a really fun dynamic that we haven't seen yet.
Exactly.
I
so far
agree.
this season,
I
at least.
completely agree. It
Definitely
needs to happen.
excited for Jeremy. Favorite.
Girl, that was so funny. It was heartbreaking, though. He's just, the poor kid is on such an emotional roller coaster. He has hope when he's running with his sister and she says, Bonnie's still alive. And he's like, what? You know, after kind of putting it to rest. And then, you know, he says, let me guess, something went wrong at the very end. She didn't come back. And it's
Right.
like the poor kid. So is he back on the Bonnie train? What's going to happen
I
with
just
that
think he
relationship?
can't be mad. Like, it made me so mad that he was mad at his sister for bringing Damon back because Bonnie does it to herself. He's mad at Bonnie.
Right.
She's the one who's like, I'm going to sacrifice myself again.
For the 80th time.
Why did
Yeah.
she take so long getting to the porch?
I don't know.
She
Where
was
out of
was she?
town. Remember, she was like
where?
traveling away.
Yeah, because she was,
She because of the whole thing with Kai. So she was like traveling, and then when they called her, she was already getting out of town,
Right, and she had no blood on her at all.
which she healed. We're
Which
just
makes complete sense.
so many holes. So
I know.
many holes.
There's so many. Oh my gosh. Like I love Vampire Diaries, but I'm so frustrated right now because I know next week is the last show before winter break, and I'm like, I know all winter break I'm gonna be so confused and frustrated, and just want Vampire Diaries to come back because there's so many holes and gaps, and another hole and another gap, or maybe more of an exciting route. I think Kai and Tyler.
I
I don't
what
want
he's
them
up
to join
to.
forces.
I don't know.
Yeah, what is
he
Kai up to?
First, he wants to kill him, and now he's like, I'm going to save her. It's like, well, what
Does he want Liv to live and Luke to die? What's his angle here?
What I'm interested in is his relationship now with Tyler. You have a theory. What's your theory?
Well, it's kind of stupid. It actually maybe won't work. Because even though they're twins, like, does it have to be their twin?
No, I think what he's okay.
Because
I
if he
was
killed
thinking-
Luke and killed Joe, then him and Liv would.
Well, I was thinking he
You know.
wants to kill Joe. If he kills Joe, that'll save Liv and Luke.
That's true.
So
that's
he
true.
and Tyler are gonna team up so he can join with just Joe, and then the other twins will be safe.
So do you think Tyler will go against Liv?
I think
To kill
Tyler
Joe.
will fake team up with him and then end up saving Joe in the end.
No, I mean, you guys are gonna hate me, but just kill Kai. I mean,
Yeah.
Except, well, no, he has good storyline, but
But why can't they
No,
just
I
kill
don't
him?
like any of
I don't
these
understand.
options.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about. And we want to hear what you all have to say out there in the internet universe. So make sure you tweet us using the hashtag TVDAS, and we'll be right back after these messages. I've always wanted to say that.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live. In case you missed it live. Doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's a coward. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be like hurricane. Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
That the more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy. It was hot. It was heated. I was into it.
You are gonna be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell them don't ahead, turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on theStream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Welcome Welcome back, everyone, to the Vampire Diaries After Show. And this segment is all about you and all of your fan questions. And we also want to give some shout outs to people watching live right now on YouTube. So I love this one. Hey, it's Cookie. Thanks so much for watching. I see stars 1022. How are you? Marlene Santos? There's a little word I'm missing there, but you know who you are, and we love you. Dennis V, forever Johnny Boy, forever will you always be our favorite. Jayla Vincent and Jenna Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we're excited to get to your questions. Our first fan question that came in earlier this week comes from Dante_Tolbert. We love you too. You're always tweeting us questions. Question is, where is Sarah, and is she going to meet Damon and Stefan anytime soon? So this was covered in this episode. I'm glad you asked that question, but I'm also glad that we got it answered. So we know that Sarah isn't really Sarah.
But she's alive.
But she's alive.
She's at college, right?
I think that's what he said.
Yeah, he said she's in college, living like a
Oh,
normal
is that the
life.
age she? I missed that part. So she's college aged. In really though, or like, is she she's a vampire?
No. She's just a
She's just a
Salvatore.
Salvatore.
Yeah.
My question is, why was Stefan so eager to protect her? Just like her in particular. You have to think Stefan was her great uncle, was it?
Yeah.
Why her?
Well, I mean,
What was so
it's
special
family.
about her?
I don't think it's necessarily a
But
specific thing.
doesn't
with
it
her.
seem random to you though, after like all the people that he's been involved with throughout the years, and why why did he want to put her up for adoption?
What are you getting at?
Well, he had to protect
You
her.
have a theory.
I know. I feel it too.
If there's a theory, it's still cooking because I don't know.
I mean, he had to protect her because Damon killed her mom and dad, and so
That's right.
because she was his emotional tie, and that's why Damon killed them, and so he has to make sure that Damon can't do anything again.
But I still feel like there's got to be a special bond between Sarah and Stefan, and that's how we knew that Monique was lying, because he never did say that. How did we know?
Because
how
he's
did
been
he know?
keeping tabs on her.
So
knows
by
the
the
real
way,
Sarah.
that
Getting
ruins
nice.
my doppelganger theory because he clearly knows what Sarah looks like.
Oh,
Theory
you think
ruined.
so? Oh, because he's still been keeping tabs on her.
Right.
Either way, Dante, thank you for the question, because we are need to figure this out within the coming weeks, because I'm sure
she'll be meeting Stefan and Damon very soon now.
Yes,
I agree.
I agree. Okay.
I think she'll meet Enzo first, though.
Yes.
I think he's on the hunt.
How
Yeah.
would Stefan feel about Sarah dating Enzo? Trouble.
I know there's got to be a new relationship brewing soon, because right now, if you think about it, there's no relationships.
Well,
None.
Caroline was gone this week.
Caroline was
Yeah.
gone. Bonnie's
they're gonna
away. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, this next fan question comes from Taylor_Kukwa. Do you think Bonnie and Damon will ever get together romantically? And this seems to be an ongoing question that we get every week, and that we know that you all love the Damon train. I don't know if I'm on it. I don't know if I'm on that train. Are you guys on the train?
I just like that they have a friendship now and aren't
Yes.
going to fight anymore.
Yes. No, I
just
agree.
think
They're
that's
gonna be
endearing.
really good friends.
Yeah, I think friends.
You think Elena will feel left out?
I think Elena, oh gosh. Okay, don't hate. I do love Damon and Elena together, but I kind of think that Elena deserves a little bit of jealousy. Especially, I think Damon kind of deserves to go another
on
way
his
for a
own.
little bit.
I agree.
And
especially
she needs
because
to feel
she's always
something.
been the problem in a
Yeah.
sense. Like she makes Stefan jealous, she makes Matt jealous, she makes Damon
Yeah.
jealous. Like
she's never been on the other side,
Right.
and I think that would be a really interesting storyline.
I don't think Bonnie would do that to Elena.
I don't
though.
think so
Bonnie's
either.
No.
such a good friend. She's proven.
But
she's a
even
good
if it
friend.
wasn't Bonnie, if Damon sort of had a brief different love interest, because he's kind of a man.
Twitter sphere would freak out if that happened.
Yeah, they would.
why did the
They
rules
would.
not apply to Elena and Damon, but they're okay when it was Elena and Stefan? I'm still really bitter about this.
I know. I don't know.
Like, it's okay that she could hurt Stefan, but if it happens with Damon and
Well, but
Elena,
Damon and Elena always had a connection.
so did Stefan and Elena.
Yeah, but I think it's different.
You bring up a good point. That is true. It's definitely not even.
It's not. It's not
So did
fair.
Matt and Elena, and nobody cares
they
that
had
Matt was
nothing.
heartbroken.
I know.
He was heartbroken so early on in
Yeah,
life.
it was before the show even started.
And our next fan question comes from Lily V. This one was from YouTube. She says, this is a random question off the top of my head, but do you ladies think we will ever see Caroline spiral or lose control and just feed? When it comes to being in control, that girl is the queen of it. And you are right. And I think, Melinda, you actually responded to this question on YouTube. And what is it that you said?
In the first season, well, I think it was the first season when she turned, she did spiral out of control, and then Stefan helped her learn how to gain control. And ever since then, she's been
on her A game.
On it, yeah.
Yes.
But
So
she barely went out of control.
it was like 2 people.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it.
I mean, Elena had like a really big downhill.
Oh, she super did, yeah. But I think Caroline's just not gonna have that.
Maybe like her heartbreak over Stefan will just drive her to feed on a bunch of people.
I think she's stronger than that.
She's definitely gotten
Me
stronger.
too.
Yeah. Like I just said.
I was just suggesting it.
Right.
I think we need her. You know, she's like the only one that is strong and steady and keeps all the friends together.
She's a voice of reason.
Yeah, she's like the friend that everyone needs.
Yeah.
Yes. Go Caroline.
Go
I'm a big fan. All right, this is a live question. It came from Jenna Powers. Thank you so much for writing in. Do you think the writers will introduce the real Sarah in a future episode? If so, do you think she'll be a regular on the show? That is a good question. We do think that she will be introduced, but whether her character will be a big enough storyline, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I feel like you've all been saying that there's something more.
There's
to
something
the
more. There is something
storyline,
more.
so it's possible.
But everyone we see them introduce eventually gets killed off.
Right.
Well, the girls,
Especially
the girls always get
which,
killed
what
off.
is up with that?
That's
Come
true.
on.
Wow.
Yeah, like Ivy, then Monique, and all of the guys that they've introduced are still around.
That's not true.
Except for Trip.
There's Trip, but then there
But
was
he
the
wasn't, like, a hot
hunter,
piece of meat.
the one my husband called Blade, the black guy that was the hunter.
Oh,
That was him. They
yes!
killed off Taylor Kinney. That was Tyler's uncle. So
I
Okay.
know, I
killed
know.
off a couple of guys. Not as many as girls, but they did kill off some guys. So, but
But
they
it'd be
need to
nice to
even
see
it up.
like a new female. I guess Liv. Liv is still
Yeah,
around.
But she's so boring.
But she's
Yeah, I don't like Liv. I'm
The
not
only
a
thing
fan.
I like about her is her hair.
She's got gorgeous hair.
Great hair.
Gorgeous
Great hair,
curls.
Liv. Great hair.
All right, this next question comes from Forever Johnny Boy. If the Vampire Diaries is renewed, shouldn't the writers shift gears and have Bonnie be the savior rather than the sacrificial lamb? Yes.
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 Poor Bonnie. I think it's just because we feel so bad.
But technically, isn't the sacrificial lamb the savior? Like, if we're gonna get technical, right?
Well, she is a sacrificial
that's
lamb,
true.
right?
I mean,
You know, because you are
you're
saving
right.
people by sacrificing yourself. So
True.
it's kind of the.
The smart one.
Melinda is always on it. This girl remembers things from like season 1 that I totally forgot.
The reason she sacrifices herself is to save her friend. So, but I get what you're saying. But I think that that's kind of what her intent has been.
I will say, if she makes it back and then something happens to her again, like that's just not fair. Like they all need to protect her when she's back and let that poor girl like just be alone.
live.
She's lost everything.
Seriously.
Right.
She keeps sacrificing herself.
so true.
God.
And Forever Johnny Boy, you were just on it tonight. You have another great question. If you had to choose between Nina Dobrev remaining on the show as Elena or Catherine, who would you choose? I love
Too
that
bad
question.
Rachel's not here.
I know, I
Rachel
know.
loves Catherine.
You know, obviously I love Elena because she's just so nice and sweet, but Catherine did bring, as Nina as an actress, killed that Catherine role. So good. And I do miss Catherine. Really quickly, what do you guys think?
I think she has more dynamic, Catherine.
Yes.
Just way more complex, more depth. You see this evil side to her, but then you feel compassion for her at some points because I really do believe that she loved Stefan.
Yes.
I truly
Yeah.
believe that she did. But then she's evil, and I don't know. I did think it was a really dynamic character. It was,
Yeah.
I think Nina Dobrev as Elena used to be a lot more fun than she is right now, just because we're seeing this like weird tension between her and Damon,
Yeah.
and I think it's just, for me, Caroline and Stefan are more interesting at this point. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that dynamic.
Definitely interesting. Well, I want to thank you all for tuning in. It was an awesome episode. And tune in next week because we're going to be all a little bit Christmased out. And Lauren, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
It was
you for
certainly a
having
pleasure.
me. It
We
was
hope
fun,
to
guys.
have you again. And we're all going to be on Twitter tonight. So tweet us using the hashtag TVDAS. Subscribe right now to theStream.tv on YouTube. And we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.